Chapter 8, Borders. You realize we will have to cross borders to get to Washington, D.C., right? They won't just wave me through. We have to get through at least 3 regions, maybe 4, Zara said. Dakota, Texaco, Lakeland, and Appalachia, Jude said. The thing about regional borders is that they are pretty open. We don't have to walk through a scanner. We just have to take a scenic route. And how will we do that? Zara asked. It's a long walk to the East Coast. I didn't say I had it all figured out. I just said we don't have to cross the border where they are checking passports. There is always a solution. Somehow that seems to be true, at least around you. She looked into his hazel eyes and smiled. I'm in, but no more sneaking into shipping containers. Let's go get your brother, Zara said, slapping Jude on the knee. I'm with Zara. No shipping containers, Maisy said. Speaking of shipping, how exactly are we going to travel across the continent with no money and no transport? We've got legs, not to start, Jude said. What about money, food, and other provisions? What about finding shelter? And realistically, how are we going to cover 4,000 kilometers if we don't get some kind of a ride? Maisy was as good at recognizing problems as Jude was at solving them, but sometimes she could identify them much faster. SACs, Zara said. I've got contacts in every SAC in Cascadia and a few in other regions. I've gotten more since we left Squamish. Apparently, the SACs like my stories, and they've been sharing them. Jude and Maisy looked at each other and smiled. Your stories are really making the rounds? Jude asked. Oh, yes. I keep my stories to the point and don't use a lot of video and just a few pictures. Bandwidth is precious in some places. Some people have told me they print my stories with old mechanical copy printers and take them to some of the outlying settlements that are completely cut off. It's the only connection they have to the outside world. I guess I'm an inside link between the SACs and the rest of society. That's no small thing, Zara, Jude said. With what happened to Callum and the encroachment of Camo we saw in Squamish River, the SACs are going to need to be on the same page. This is a great way to do that. Zara smiled and twirled her trusty ink pen. Here are some insights. Camo encroachment on SAC land. Remember, they're both competing for land to grow crops, so when Camo starts coming up against SAC land and there's a dispute, how do the SACs resist? I mean, you're talking about a public corporation owned by the government, and you're talking about a enclave of people who have fled the government. Who mitigates? Who negotiates those conflicts? Or is there anybody? I mean, if Camo decides to take more and more land that belongs to members of a SAC, how are they going to resist? Do you contact your representative in Congress? But see, in New America, people in SACs have fled the government. They're living outside the government. So is a congressional representative in your region going to fight for you or not? And if he doesn't, what recourse do you have? There is a SAC agreement, but who enforces that? If the agreement is in place, but there's no way to enforce it, then really what good does that agreement do? That makes the SACs very vulnerable. Now, let's think about this. Why is communication between the SACs so important? If you think about potential conflicts between the government and the SACs, why would it be important for the SACs to talk to each other? Because if something's happening in one SAC and they're being pressured by Camo, or they're not being treated fairly in some other way by the new American government, how are they going to band together and resist together if they don't know what's going on? So as they each struggle, they need to communicate with each other so that they can share solutions and come together to fight for each other. Because even though they are independent, they also need each other. Most SACs are not as successful as Slate Creek. So if you think about Jude, Maisy, and Zara's skills as they're traveling across the country, what do you think might come in handy as they go from SAC to SAC to SAC? Jude is an engineer like his dad, and he learned a lot from his dad. Maisy obviously is super focused on her medical skills. Not a doctor, at least not yet, but she does have expertise, and she can definitely lend a lot of help. And Zara, as they're going, as they're helping, um, she's recording this, and the SACs are reading it and keeping up on it and are being encouraged by it. So you kind of have a trifecta of skills that are very timely and very important. And so as they travel from SAC to SAC across the country, their skills are going to come in very handy.